friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we'll be talking what is karma and how was Dhritarashtra affected by karma and why was Dhritarashtra born blind. Welcome back to my channel, myself Kirti. This was a period of time after the Kurukshetra war. After the Kurukshetra war, Dhritarashtra was totally heartbroken and was filled with sorrow and misery because he had lost not one but 100 of his sons whom he loved more than his life. So then when Dhritarashtra met Krishna, he had asked Krishna, "Oh Krishna, what mistake had I committed in my life that I was born blind? And see my plight, I am suffering like this. What did I do that had to suffer this misery?" Because for a parent, losing a child is the most ever miseryful thing in their life. And he didn't lose one of his child, but he had lost 100 of his children. Just imagine his situation. So then he had asked Krishna. So just Krishna says, "You didn't do anything, but it was your karma." So Dhritarashtra asked, "What is karma? Why had I suffered this?" So Krishna says that karma is nothing but a mirror. So whatever work deed you do will reflect back. If you do anything good, it reflects good. If you do anything bad, it reflects bad. So stating this, Krishna says that in his previous birth, Dhritarashtra was a king in his previous birth. So he was the king of a particular kingdom, but it is not mentioned. So he was a king and he had everything. He had big palaces, he had thousands of soldiers, he had treasuries in his kingdom. His kingdom was vast, expanded. He had everything in his life, but he didn't have his own heir. He didn't have a kid. He was Santanheen. So that time, once the king and the queen went on a leisure walk. So they had went on a leisure walk in the garden. So usually those days, king had big palaces and garden. Garden had these lakes and ponds. Something to beautify the garden. There were many extra qualities. So when they went on a walk in the garden, the king and queen, in the garden there was a pond. So in the pond there was a duck. So there was a duck with 100 of ducklings. So the duck had given birth to 100 of ducklings. So the duck was sharing a very happy moment, sharing a very mother joy event with the duckling. So it was very good scenario to see view. So on seeing this, the king, that is Dhritarashtra, in his previous life, he got very furious. He got very angry because he was very jealous because he was filled with arrogance and jealousness. He felt that he, the king of this kingdom, the whole kingdom comes under his foot. But he didn't have one thing, that is, he didn't have kids. But the duck was who was in his kingdom, a duck which had 100 of children. Having filled with jealousy and arrogancy, he took a sword and killed 100 of ducklings with his sword. The blood just shattered everywhere, and he poked the eyes of the ducks with his sword. So, and then the wife, that is the queen, accompanied by the king, she never stated anything. Though she knew that her husband was doing something wrong. It is not a good thing to kill an animal without being armed. Like killing someone without purpose killing someone is a very wrong deed to do. And he had mercilessly killed animal which didn't harm him. So this was a very great sin which he had committed, and his wife also was a part of the sin because she could have stopped the king. She knew that her king, her husband, was doing something wrong, so she had to stop her. She was blindfolded during that time. Likewise, in his present janma, that is in his present life, Dhritarashtra, he was born blind, and though he had 100 children, he saw 100 of his children dead. And then the wife would accompanied. She was blindfolded that time, and here she was literally blindfolded. Though she knew that her husband is blindfolded with love of Duryodhana, she couldn't say anything. Though she knew her sons were committed crime, she couldn't say anything because she was literally blindfolded. So Krishna states this and say, whatever deed you do, you get it back. So this was not your mistake, it is karma. So you had to suffer. Likewise, sometimes in our life too, we have this question, what did I do that I had to suffer this? So it is karma. Mahabharata is it's not a single book of it's not a single story. It has volumes of stories, and there were different adaptation of Mahabharata over the years. So there are many folktale stories. So this story is from the eastern part of India, from this Assam folktale. It is said that at Assam, Orissa, this part of India, the North Indian states part of India. So there's one more story which says that Gandhari in a previous life, when she had usually now they use pressure cooker to boil the rice. So those days they had to use a normal vessel. They had to fill rice. They have to put water and fill rice, and they have to boil it. So once the rice is being cooked, they had to filter the hot water from the rice. So once the hot water is being filtered, they will pour it on. So in a previous life, Gandhari, when she did this, she had poured the hot water over a lizard. A lizard had laid under eggs. So Gandhari, by mistake, without her knowledge, she had poured this hot water on those eggs of the lizard. So under of the eggs died, and the fumes of the hot water, the hot water vapor, had affected the lizard's eye, and it went blind. So it is said that the lizard cursed Gandhari, that as my under children died, even your children would die. So that's the reason in this Janma, under of her children are died. So if you notice, from that time onwards, it is said that usually when they cook, so I had noticed my granny doing this. I went and asked, after I read the story, I went and asked my granny. So even after she doesn't use a pressure cooker for boiling rice. So what did she do after she had boiled rice? I went to pour the hot water in the sink, but she said, "Stop! Don't pour." Why should I stop? I'm just pouring. No, what does it matter whether hot water and cold water? She said, "No, you shouldn't pour hot water. Let it cool. Then we'll pour." So see the adaptation. So that practices are still in India. So they convey this thing through stories. I feel so. So what do you think? See, usually Hindu Dharma is something, it's like not only humans to live. It also allows all sort of animals, all sort of creatures to live. So only we worship trees, animals, everything. So our Hindu sentiment, see, we don't even want to harm a small sort of insects or bacteria. See, in case there was any larva or any insect, and if we had poured hot water, it would have died. So see how the tradition, the culture of our Hindus are, the Indians are. My video, don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon.